Dear friends, welcome to another gripping episode of The Informant Military. Today we're diving into a tense and potentially game-changing situation in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro's last-ditch attempt to stay in power through a military invasion of Guyana. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do so and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. At a recent rally, Nicolas Maduro issued a stark and alarming threat. He declared that if he does not win the upcoming presidential elections on July 28th, Venezuela will descend into civil war and chaos. This ominous warning suggests that Maduro's military, which he fully controls, will be deployed to prevent any democratic transition of power should he lose the election. Maduro has used questionable tactics to eliminate his key opponents. Notably, the Supreme Court disqualified Maria Corina Machado, and her substitute, Corina Yoris, was mysteriously blocked from registering. Despite these setbacks, Machado is rallying support around González Urrutia, the only viable candidate against Maduro. This means that, although unlikely, there is still a chance Maduro could be defeated at the polls. Aware of this possibility, Maduro has threatened war if he loses. In addition to the threat of internal conflict, there are concerns that Maduro might take an even more drastic step to maintain power by invading neighboring Guyana. This move aims to annex the Essequibo region, rich in oil and gold, which Maduro claims belongs to Venezuela. Tensions escalated in 2022 and peaked in 2023 when Maduro held a plebiscite to gain popular support for this invasion, unilaterally declaring Essequibo as part of Venezuela. For Maduro, this annexation is already a done deal despite its international illegitimacy. However, to make this annexation a reality, Maduro needs to invade Guyana. Satellite images reveal Venezuelan forces gathering on Anacoco Island, strategically located on the border with Guyana. From this position, Venezuelan troops could quickly advance, occupy border villages, and establish bases, pushing further into Essequibo. Given Guyana's limited military capabilities, this initial incursion would face little resistance. The US and UK have pledged military support to Guyana, but by the time they respond, Venezuela might have already made significant gains. The dense jungle and difficult terrain would complicate any counteroffensive, especially during a US presidential election year, when American voters are typically averse to new military engagements. In the event of a sudden Venezuelan invasion via the Cuyuni River, Guyana could swiftly lose control over Essequibo. This potential for rapid conquest might tempt Maduro to proceed with the invasion, using it as a diversion in case of electoral defeat. Besides quelling internal dissent, an external conflict could shift public focus away from the election results. In the short term, Venezuela's superior military forces could advance uncontested, possibly reaching the Mazaruni River and approaching Georgetown, Guyana's capital. Given the slow pace of international military responses, especially in a US election year, Venezuelan forces might control significant portions of Essequibo before any substantial intervention. With backing from allies like Vladimir Putin and Lula da Silva, Maduro could then call for negotiations to end the conflict while retaining occupied territories, mirroring Putin's strategy in Ukraine. Should Maduro lose the elections, he faces the real threat of removal from power, arrest and trial for crimes including international drug trafficking. The United States and other countries accuse him of leading the Los Soles cartel, responsible for smuggling vast quantities of drugs into the US. Maduro's fate could mirror that of Manuel Noriega, the former Panamanian dictator removed by a US invasion and imprisoned for decades. Maduro is acutely aware of these risks. Faced with the choice between potential imprisonment or clinging to power through military aggression, he is likely to choose the latter. This could result in heightened repression within Venezuela and plunge South America into a broader conflict. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest analyses and information on global geopolitical issues.